The research of this video has been derived from Nitish Ranjan Ray's work on Maldev and Humayun. It belongs to Victoria Institution, Calcutta. Rao Maldev came from Rathore family of Marwar, established around 1450 by Rao Chanda. He defeated the Turks and took control of the area. The Rathores claim lineage from Rajputa dynasty, the last of which Raja Jaichand ruled from Kannauj. Under the current prevalent narrative, portrayal of relationship between Mughal Darbar and Rajput states has been based on record of Muhammadan writers. Better results are derived when the events and facts are corroborated with the Rajputana sources. Humayun and Maldev of Rathore are two characters life of whose intertwined and created conflict. Maldev is the Rathore ruler of Marwar from 1532 to 1562. He has been criticized by Muslim scholars of refusing help to Humayun. Now, to understand Maldev's position, it is necessary to review political situation in northern India, leading to defeat of Humayun at the hands of Sher Shah Suri of Afghan dynasty. Babur died without consolidating his power in India. Humayun had two serious challenges: Bahadur Shah of Gujarat and Sher Shah of Bihar and Bengal. The Rajputs after death of Rana Sanga had squandered, but Maldev Rathore consolidated power. He merged Jodhpur, Marta and fortified his positions. Interesting turn of events left India with two powers. Bahadur Shah of Gujarat died in 1537. 1540, Sher Shah defeated Humayun and occupied throne of Delhi. Now there were two major powers. In Hindustan, there was Sher Shah Suri, and in Rajputana, you had Maldev. Humayun, with his followers, left and wandered across Rajputana towards Sindh. Maldev by this point had 52 districts, 84 forts, while Sher Shah's position was far from secure in Bengal and Bihar. There was a potential alliance in making between Humayun and Maldev to attack Sher Shah. But Humayun squandered a year in trying to secure back Gujarat and Sindh. He was unsuccessful. Maldev by then had army only less than the Hindustani army under Sher Shah, while Humayun was already a spent force. Both the Muslim rulers, Humayun and Sher Shah, tried to get Maldev on his side. Taking into account the situation, Maldev closed the deal with Sher Shah, as Humayun was already wandering across Rajputana and he was not a power to reckon with, while Sher Shah had an army close to 80,000 men and had supplies from Bengal and Bihar, the richest province of that time India. In return, Sher Shah's demand was captivity of Humayun, a dethroned prince, but his capture was not the Hindu way of conduct. He was under the protection of Maldev, and Maldev loathed the idea of capturing a prince who was wandering around. So he made excuses and tried all that he could do to ask Humayun to leave his area and move out. Had Maldev decided, he would have captured Humayun and handed him over to Sher Shah. But for the Rajput code of conduct, Humayun was well treated and allowed to safely move out despite danger on Maldev's territory of Afghan attack. In 1544, Sher Shah did attack Maldev, but Maldev retreated while some of his generals fell upon Afghan forces. Maldev lost some territory around Jodhpur. In 1545, Sher Shah died accidentally. Death of Sher Shah gave opportunity to Maldev to regain his territory of Jodhpur. Humayun regained his territory in 1555 and went back to Delhi. Akbar regained Delhi's throne in 1556 and upon pretext of complaint from other Rajput rulers attacked Maldev. The war between Maldev and Akbar continued by his son Chandrasen after his death in 1562. Chandrasen fought till the end of 1581. Marwar was brought under Mughal occupation and in 1583 was restored to Uday Singh. Now Maldev has been praised by Farishta as one of the greatest Hindustani leader. The Rajput rulers, upon the invasion of larger Muslim armies, had retreated from the area of Hindustan, the Ganga belt, to the Rajputanas. Now the area of Hindustan was flatland and the army with higher number of people and artillery could win. The Rajputs had to leave that territory which was highly productive and move into Rajasthan where they could fortify their position, but it was not as productive. The Rajputs after that could not gain a major foothold and could not be the major power in the Indian subcontinent because of their position, and the Muslims had foothold in the highest paying areas of Bihar, Bengal, Delhi and Punjab, which were fertile and very productive. But the Rajputs played a very important role. Their armies, without the support of their armies and with the enmity of them, no power could survive in India because they had control of central India and Rajputana. Rani Durgavati, who was defeated and annihilated by Akbar, had control of central India. The Rajputs of Mewar, Marwar, Jodhpur had control of the western India, and which was gateway to Sindh and Gujarat. So any empire which was based out of friendly relations with Rajput had a secure route to Gujarat, which was also productive. So you see Akbar, Shahjahan, Jahangir having a very fruitful period, but when there started an animosity and enmity between the Rajputs and Aurangzeb, the empire fell apart. The Rajputs were also main part of the Mughal army, and they were the ones who were sent to the Afghanistan area to quell some of the rebellions. They were also sent to Traxonia, from which the Mughal kings had come earlier to revive the land. To access such historical events and its political analysis, subscribe to Paused History.